Hello everyone! In this video I'm going to show how I make dress out of a roll of vintage lace. Please read the disclaimer, thank you so much. The roll was out of a vintage party from Kantjes en Bandjes in Amsterdam. This was the initial sketch, but I made two others to make clear what I'm doing during this video. We're going to start with the upper skirt. It's made out of 18 strands of lace, all in the length. I place them tapered or flaring out. Here I work on the hem. This is the lining for the hem and it will contain two layers of the vintage lace. One just as white as the lace itself and one pleated on. All in all, I need a lot of lace. And then at the hem I will use this small vintage lace. Here I will start with attaching the small vintage lace to the hem of the lining. So here's the start. And there you go. It's stretchy fabric and stretchy lace, so it's a bit difficult to sew, but well. Here I'm at the end and I'm folding the pieces together to make it look nice. Then the broad lace, and the sun was very shiny. This was recorded end of June and beginning of August. There we go, through my serger. It's the baby lock, I love it. And yeah, after some time, back to my sewing machine. And here I am pinning lace to attach it there and make it even. I do not use pins often, but for this kind of things I do. So something went wrong. This happened often with this fabric or with this lace trim. It was not good friends with my machine. So I cleaned it all. And then I went on. Then I started to work on the bodice. I always have to vary what I do, otherwise I get bored. Here I will be placing the lace trim on the bodice. And I start with the outer parts. There's my chalk. And here's the pin cushion for my husband's grandma. So I'm trying to mark about where the other lace has to come and where this lace should be attached. Then I do this with all other outer pieces. Like this is the side back. I choose diagonal lines because I think that's the prettiest. And here in the outer parts of the bodice. Back to the skirt. Here I'm pleating the lace. This is the lowest part of the lace. There you go. The lace on the hem. Are sort of broad pleats and they are all very close to each other, almost without space in between. Because I like a lush hem for this dress. So you can imagine this took a lot of time. But fast forward to here, the mid front and mid back I always mirror the lace because then the dress will be nice and symmetrical. So the pin says where I have to change direction. There we go. back to the bodice. The bodice is going through the serger to attach the outer parts of the lace trim to the lining. Well, that took some time too. It's a dress with a lot of repetitive actions. Here I affirm the lace in the mid of the pieces. When I attach lining pieces, and I can sew the lace part on top of it. I love the overlapping scalloped part. I'm not going to hide that in the seam. So that's why I first do the lining and then this on top. And this will be the mid back. It's very tricky because I want it to be mirrored, but it's hard to see because of the lining. It's not sheer anymore. So this took some time again. I'm constantly looking at the other side, seeing if it's symmetrical, then pinning it, then at some point just sewing it and hoping for the best. Of course, first with a wide stitch, and only when I'm satisfied I will really make it firmer. Now, there I was not happy yet, but it was getting better and better, and then I was going back to the serger again to go on with the bodice. In the back you can see the back part. As you can see, it's also another day, another dress, another day. The baby lock gets shoved around a lot. Here is another overlapping part of scallop lace. And I'm also trying to get it mirrored. Then I'm pinning it. I'm pinning for my usual way of working a lot with this dress because it contains so many parts and because I want it to be nicely mirrored. But yet again, my machine and the lace do not agree with each other. Then, yeah, here the bodice is almost finished. So last parts of the back I'm putting together, again checking if it's still symmetrical, and then we're sort of done with the bodice. Okay, almost. We're almost done with the bodice, and then back to the table. There you go. And I'm going to use this lace possibly for some minor details. But here I'm going to work on the lining, the skirt underneath the upper skirt. And this one is just going to be a simple black skirt with one round of vintage small trim. And of course at the end I'm folding the lace. So then onto the waistband, broad waistband of the lace that I place horizontally because that has got the best stretch. Often with lace you have the better and the lesser stretch direction. Always check this. And then I'm attaching that part to the upper skirt. Nice and stretchy. Because I want no zippers. So here I am pleating lace again, the broad lace at the hem. Tons and tons and tons of it. And here it's done. Flufferty fluff, flufferty fluff. Yeah, then I'm attaching the lining, the lower skirt, to the upper skirt and back to the bodice. There I make hemmings in the neckline and the arms. And after that I can start with the trimming. Now it's time for the nice stuff. Here I try to choose. This is a nope and a nope and a nope. But this is the one. Happy? Yeah, it still looks like blah, but here I'm trying to see how many trims I'm going to do. Well, I decided to place it nearly everywhere because I like to have the vertical lines in the skirt to come back in the bodice. It's all to give it a bit of an Edwardian feel. but then totally different. But still, the piece has a mostly Edwardian feel. Here I'm making sure that the left trim around the neckline has exactly the same length as the right. I'm counting the number of fluffies, of scallops. And after that I have a separate skirt and bodice, and obviously I am sewing those two together with a stretch stitch. And here I also already added the waistband. It's only attached at the mid front. And now I'm going to make the sleeves. This is the sleeves. It has to be a big puff sleeve, so it's very wide. Hello. And here I am sewing those two pieces together. After this I am going to pleat it onto the part that is going around the biceps. Pleat, 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 pleaterty, pleat, 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 pleat. And of course I'm doing the other sleeve as well. Then I'm cutting this into a shape I like, and I'm attaching trim to it. Then I sew the pieces together and I jam it through the serger. Yeah, then I'm sewing the sleeves onto the bodice. It's also always a lot of fumbling, and I hope to one day make a clear tutorial of this. This is a terrible moment. I was having a lot of issues, but it worked. It's when you have dress everywhere and have to attach the last things. So, I tried it on to see if it's good, and I'm happy. So, yay. Then I had to choose which clasps or buttons, and there are so many choices, and it made me insane. I let my husband give me feedback, and in the end I decided it had to be this one because of the subtlety that matches the style of the dress. And we are done. This is the end result. I made pictures both with and without the hoop skirt. And yeah, that was the video. So I hope you enjoyed. You can leave your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.